Let's do this. Começar aqui o jogo de esquerda. Unity. Za1. Montagem de quê? Mas tá bom pra mim. Tamanho do texto de diálogo. Deixamos para mais alto. Não tá também. Ok, novo jogo. Inteligente, péssimo com pessoas, conhece fatos interessantes, elabora ideias originais. Sensível, psicológico, oportunidade magnética, mais prejuízo. Lado com uma rocha. O personagem. É pensador.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Ok.
Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby.
Cérebro reptiliano.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle.
soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful. A ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thief.
E até você.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone. Alright, nothing town to fuck all borough. Great choice, Elder One. It has always been like this. And it always will. The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice can name a motor carriage.
Não. Ah, nossa.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie, with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Your eyes burn with photosensitivity. It's not good. The lights are off again. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says "whirling in rags" on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it? This person also forced the drinks on you. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Ó, parece até Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid é de sobrevivência, né? Esse aqui, aparentemente, é um RPG. RPG mesmo. RPG de sobrevivência, Zomboid. Esse aqui é mais RPG mesmo, com narrativo, né?
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Ixi, cafona, tem um certo charme nisso.
There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Entendi.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression. You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness, aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice canema. The clique is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains. Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic. It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return. It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Tá bom. Certo. Eu tenho chapéu também? Chaves. Encontre sapato perdido. Uhum. Ok.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Yeah.
Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
Será?
A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
Policial, sou militar?
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days, on official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Legal. Deve estar
You have
bêbado.
no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Oh, quem sou? Quem é um corpus cam? Como você? Antes você não tira. Ou qualquer coisa. Você é um oficial da lei. Tente a expressão nela. Entendi.
Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Entendi.
She nods.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops. I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
Tá, isso aqui eu não vou fazer, não.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words 1,000,000 times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes? There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Ok.
I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Faço no... Esperando que o nome faça efeito em
Oh,
você.
that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Entendi.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped, and there was a change of pace. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Vazia.
That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself is very quiet and soft, but you sounded
Do
like
mundo,
a
então.
winded
Pode
boar,
ser.
sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Diz que é o problema de tudo.
Yes. It was very cool.
It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or really means it.
Entendi.
Then you started screaming and trashed the place. No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room.
É só
A window
desequilibrado.
was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Entendi.
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Ok, onde exatamente aqui?
You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
Ok.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Entendi.
You sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties.
Her accent suggests she is not from around here. She's from Aranye, another part of the world.
É 51? É caçaça, companheiro.
It's 51. The current century? Centuries don't have numbers, they have names. And this is the current one. Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
Ai, eu odeio pessoas.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Oh, Clash. Que é esse? Parecendo, pô, tô tendo flashback do Silent Hill, pô. Ainda está queimando. Não abre.
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside.
Ixi.
This door can only be still no answer. Still nothing.
Então, tchau. Caraca, olha que é... Não pensei ter escrito novo, mas não tocou alerta. Teve? Uai. Como você sabe que tem escrito novo, então, se não tocou alerta? É meio ruim de controlar aqui. Ok. Nada, né? Ok. Apareceu na tela. Ah, não tocou? Mas por que que não tocou? Não tocou o áudio. Ah, tá. É o áudio do Dex... É, não sei. Não sei por quê. Shame. O cheiro do mar te deixa tonto. Também não gosto de maresia, não. Passa por você.
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet.
Concluído. Enquanto essa foto perdida, experiência adquirida, mais 10.
Like two baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are.
Entendi.
Good, they're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Ah, toma teu cu. Nice. Luvas não tenho, óculos, mãos de o quê? Ah, mão esquerda, mão direita. Show. Bom, pelo menos o load, né? Demorado. Deu. Ah, tá, cutscene. Ah, cara do psicopata. Cantar.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
Entendi. Normal, minha alma é franzina.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard through a PA system by other people. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
Deixa eu ver a bitola da minha alma depois dessa.
No,
Ixi.
don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound.
Esse império interior é o pensamento
You
intrusivo?
will need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Tá bom.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it.
Ok.
Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now. The small steel tag says as much. The Great Skua. Stegoarius Skua.
Ok.
Look, your buddy is over there.
Gente, você não pode uma jaqueta de aviador está batendo o pé no chão.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager.
Ok. Bom.
The man plucks.
No,
He's very animated all of a sudden.
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in. She just, you know.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Entendi. Gato do quê? Nem sei o que é isso. Vem da cozinha, alguém está trabalhando. Segunda está escrita nele. De ontem, hoje começa a letra masculina. Ah, aquele é meu parceiro? Tá desconectada.
Hello, sweetie.
Olha. Lena, a esposa do criptozoologista.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Jaqueta laranja. Tá, tô explorando. Ah.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes. Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it. The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years.
Tá bom. Cadê a máquina de pinball? Dormi na mesa. Ajudar.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Pega os cumprimentos.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
Ok.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Certo.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John.
Roube a identificação do estivador. Não, por que eu vou roubar ela? Não vou acordar ele também, não. Verão fechado para inverno. Porta do verão. Cozinha reservada para funcionários até 1 da tarde. Ok. Tá, quem és tu?
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You.
Eu? Não pode
As
ser.
you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Kinkitsuragi. Ok. Aposto que tu é coreano.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
Você tá falando dele? Não entendi, você está me confundindo com alguém.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Sim, a polícia, sei que eu sou policial.
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice. Right. And the interviews?
De impaciência.
Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Mm-hmm.
Cadáver. Não.
So, the body is still in the tree where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Se eu disser que eu não sou policial, como você pode ter certeza que eu sou polícia?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is, he's not from the rat squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation. Yes. They are not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence.
Ok, preciso achar.
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will.
And then, soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees.
But first, we have to take it down.
Mas eu não consigo
I
lembrar de
can
nada.
see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. After you, officer.
Ok.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Você prefere que deixe narração ou sem narração, Santo? A narração tá legal pra você? Vamos ver, cante no karaokê. Tá, segunda-feira. Reporte aperto seu desistiu. Você precisa informar pra... Tá de boa. É que... tá legal a narração, mas é que eles estão parecendo a Maria do Silent Hill Remake, só lendo o texto. Ok, reporte. Tá, depois eu tenho que reportar isso aqui. Karaokê eu tenho que cantar depois.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Ok.
Yes.
Secamente.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Não tem esse problema mesmo, mas a voz do cara é legal, então tá tranquilo.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Para uma pilha de descansos de copo, encontra o pedaço de chapéu e entrega ao
This
tenente.
sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you
Picoroso.
still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Finja de bobo, quem eu?
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
Luis.
Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Ok.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
Atrás dele. Eles içaram em uma árvore lá.
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Ok. Ah tá, já tá zerado, amigo. Você tá desistindo do jogo. Absurdo, zerado já.
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
Linchamento.
The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
Mm-hmm. Você matou
The
por trás.
lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Ah. O que você tá achando difícil? Achando difícil? Onde? Absurdo. Um passeio no parque, meu amigo.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Jogo geométrico? Como assim geométrico?
Thank you.
Você na cava, segurança num pequeno bolso.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
Essa coisa me dá nos nervos. Eu sou feminista. Ué. Eu gosto de ser meticuloso.
Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
O que é real?
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
Imitando sotaque
The
aristocrático.
IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him.
O real virou moeda mundial. Meio 2D com 3D. Na verdade é 3D mesmo, só com visão isométrica, né? De crédito de rua.
No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
Fechar no balcão. Mas o que exatamente é dinheiro? Você está preso. Mentira. Ai, ai.
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money. What are you, a philosopher?
Eu tenho a virada. Debaixo da virada, não estou.
Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
Elas são suas. Por que eu preciso disso?
For survival, to pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Martinez and it's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy, but it lets you be unhappy for a while longer. If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of us. Me too. That's why I need you to pay me. I'm not an arsehole.
Interessante, onde eu
Are
consigo?
you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't think cops can take bribes.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
A voz do Grimoire Wise. Quem é? Do gerente ou do narrador? Tá, mostra.
Yes, it is. No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real.
Ok.
Yes. It is.
Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
It does, doesn't it?
40 centavos. Eu achei que tinha 40. Ah, que legal.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
Você está preso, sendo engraçado. Eu não sei se eu falo.
You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
Será que vai? Autoridade.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
Não lembro onde fica a minha casa. Esse cara é fudido mesmo, hein? The Sims Detective Edition. É a expansão detetive.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now.
Good luck.
Pague pelos danos.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. You don't really know, do you? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Volta de alguma forma pra rua exata, número de um prédio. Foda-se tudo. Pedinho, tira.
You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Ok. Caminho de casa. Nossa, muita missão. Ok. Vai oferecer skill. Inspeção no corpo da vítima. Crime. Ok. Pague pelos danos. Ok.
Yes?
Você parece estar me seguindo. Ai, ai.
What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
Sou em amnésia retrógrada.
Better still than an imbecile cop-off.
Nafa.
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Pergunta pouco por momento antes de responder.
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Ok, eu achei que tivesse algo de outro mundo envolvido, sabe? Algo supranatural, entendi. Em branco, cerca de 40 anos, o que mais você precisa? Gente, eu acho disputas trabalhistas muito misteriosas. Ah. Será que pode ser sexy? Ué.
Then you are in luck, because we are in the midst of a major strike by the dock workers union. Maybe more than that. The union clearly wants a piece, not just of the industrial harbor, but the Wild Pines Corporation itself.
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a workers' coup?
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters.
Ok.
This district isn't used to the RCM's presence, and the union rarely overplays its hand, as it appears to have done in this case.
Pera, então é uma greve ou uma tentativa de golpe?
Strike, coup, revolution. It's brigandage, however you parse it.
You feel something rising through you. A familiar feeling.
Uma
An
opinião.
opinion taking form.
Nós devíamos fazer patetes trabalhadores de dar de comer aos porcos. Proprietários de dar de comer aos porcos. Tá vendo disso? De antemão tem certeza. A ração de... deve fermentar em mim. Além disso, nacionalismo. Por quê?
When I said we have to navigate community matters, I did not mean we have any say in them. I meant we should be careful. If we are not, the shit will blow right in our faces.
Só no próprio rosto onde a merda iria explodir.
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
Foi enforcado. O gerente acha que foi o sindicato que fez. Isso.
Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you?
Sim, isso parece uma boa ideia.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
No one?
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Nosso trabalho aqui é encontrar o assassino? O que é RCM?
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Entendi. Tá, nós temos que encontrar essa cena ou fazer o quê?
That's right.
Ok.
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, that's okay. I did. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers. Okay then. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good.
Só um momento, acho que você já que não lembro de nada.
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Você abre um pouco.
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Você tá usando óculos? Você já falou sozinho?
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière.
A point of pride to him.
Ok. Você está usando óculos.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Ok. Você meio que acertou que ele é coreano. Seu com certeza referência a Seul na Coreia. Mas é claro, Kim não tem outro lugar no mundo. Seria o quê? Oriente Médio? Nunca. Você sente um leve desejo de reprimir o tenente por nisso. Por quê?
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
Conta o segredo
Não.
seu. Não? Tem um no Brasil. Mas ele é da Coreia, ué. Descendente coreano.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. It's like you're locked down.
Compostura.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Que loucura. Você já falou
What do you
sozinho?
mean?
Você tá pensando, você já teve alguma conversa com seu
I
cérebro?
have no idea what you're talking about.
Que absurdo.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
Com conselhos, avisos, nem nada?
What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Ok.
Good. Let's change the subject. Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock.
Jogão.
Officers from Jamrock's 41st precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
Jogão. Bom, não sei, né? No começo ainda.
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things.
Tá maneiro.
They're interesting.
Você é racista, não prioriza containers.
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Tá bom. Acho que de resto é isso mesmo.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Significa que você gosta
You're
de
a
mim?
handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Um dos melhores RPGs já feitos. É o que dizem. É o que dizem. Eu estou vendo isso com os meus olhos agora.
But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Usar os óculos na medida que ela olha pra cima sorrindo.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Ué. Você parece estar em uma cadeira. Que tal soldado? Eu não sei se percebeu, mas não sei onde estou, né? O que eu estou fazendo nem nada. Esses docinhos ganham dinheiro.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
Uma granada se lutou em uma guerra?
Dear. I'm not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty.
Será equilibrista? Eu sinto que esteve em guerra. Será alpinista?
Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I dreamt of planting the Revacholian flag on some figurative peak. I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail-order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and, well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
As cromadas de sua cadeira.
No problem. Whatever do you mean?
Seja minha parceira sobre rodas no combate ao crime. Capturando assassinos em sequência.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
Que eu tinha você.
I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie. Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down, perhaps another time. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
O que é pagamento? Apela para os sentimentos dela.
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Everard, the union leader.
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle some coins out of his pocket.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry I don't have money for you. If there's anything else I can do for you, just ask. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Seus médicos com alguma preocupação.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
Na indústria, eu realmente não sei. Algum hotel, uma zona de guerra, no fim do mundo, são os mortos assombrando uns aos outros, são os fantasmas.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I.
Será?
I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
O ano 973. Aproximando do fim dos tempos. É um ano ruim, meus 40. 40, nem sei a minha idade.
There. The year is 51, and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead.
She looks flustered, her hands smoothing out the creases in her blanket, even as she attempts to reassure. The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind, we're in this now.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Democracia, eu gostaria de pensar que é ditadura do proletariado, mas algo me diz que não é ditadura do proletariado. Os líderes são guerreiros ferozes que atravessam as planícies em corcéis da civilização, e nós, por máquinas inteligentes que executam cálculos para determinar a livre mercado, luta e rala como um visionário fadão. Rádios estão sendo usados para controlar as mentes das pessoas, distorcendo a personalidade. E mulheres. Ok, tiras. Estamos vivendo sobre o regime dos tiras.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct.
Ah, não é do proletariado? Só diálogo.
Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
Ah, que absurdo. Não tem ditadura do proletariado. Seria tão bom.
But they still have cops.
Tem polícia.
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Meia luz.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. Of course, sweetie, I really don't know how to explain it better. You didn't do too well, dear. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Ok.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Yes?
Let's do this. Mundo aberto, GTA. Oxi. Foda-se a polícia. Oh, sou da polícia.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
Ok.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Chuva? Achei que não ia chover hoje. Jogar escolhendo as piores decisões do jogo é tipo... ir assistir Venom... Venom 3. Você vai assistir Venom 3, Santo?
Of course. Where to?
Onde eu estou? Que é norte, sul, leste, é tudo por enquanto.
Oh, that's right there, in the yard.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. No problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. Okay. Me? I am just a gardener.
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
Is there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
I'm working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done. Well, as you already know, there's a corpse there, hanging from a tree. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Thank you very much. Cadê a luva? Gostou? Estilo, hein?
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. The frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye, and then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
Responda, Delta 10. Aqui é andarilho do fogo.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Você conecta com a sua poder.
Just a second, officer.
Houve senhor cumprimentar no rádio, sua voz idosa é extremamente familiar.
10-2, 10-5, this is 41st, come in, over.
Over. Jules pediu.
The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, message received, 10-5, relay message, what's your status, over. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain, over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
This is Communication Officer Jules Pidieux, sir. Over. You mean your partner? Over.
What is he saying?
He's asking who you are.
I'm his goddamn partner.
Goddamn partner. Agora que tá falando. Que ele tá falando inglês. É, com um puta sotaque, né? Mas tá falando.
It's your partner, Satellite Officer Wittmar, sir. Over.
Satellite Wittmar. Over.
Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge?
Tá perdendo a
Who lost his
paciência.
badge?
Meu Deus.
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Ai, meu nome é Dick Mullen.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Ué.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge.
Não é seu nome, é o nome de um detetive fictício que não seu distintivo.
Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Wittmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Mullen dicked us.
"10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over."
Report, não, tarefa. Rastreie seu distintivo.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Person was wondering if you found your badge yet.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it.
Galhares ao fundo.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
Está discutindo que ele te ouça.
No heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun too.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you?
Meu Deus do céu, eu não tinha pensado nisso.
Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
It's a single-shot kill A9. An armistice, to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9mm armistice.
Armistice? What, is he a fucking... Clearly he doesn't have his Villiers anymore.
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he still got his wiener.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over.
Uou, essa é boa.
That's a negative. Not going to say that. Over.
Oh, por que não?
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Police.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about. Tell him to apologize right now.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over.
Andarilho do fogo. Por quê? Onde foi parar o assunto? O careca que começou.
He says he's sorry and didn't mean nothing by it.
Okay. Tell him
to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters here.
Satellite Officer... Ten-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his firearm.
Oh God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Ten-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but...
What does he want now?
He's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over.
Experiência adquirida. Assim, conceda mais dinheiro, por favor. Estou implorando, não tenho lugar para dormir.
He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting a red cent. You can tell him that.
Request denied, sir. Over. He says he's in trouble, doesn't have a place to sleep.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
Vicmar said... He said, it's okay, you can do it, sir. Over.
What is he saying?
Did you want anything else, sir? Many of your colleagues are also here. Over.
He's trying to keep you from further embarrassing yourself in front of your colleagues.
Let us address them now, sir. Over. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
Estou procurando por um endereço, onde mora, por favor, refira-me com um nome completo no futuro. É sobre minha família, alguma vez contei sobre a minha vida antes.
That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12 visitors present here. Over.
Aí fodeu, hein? Será que dá ruim?
What? What is it? He's still on the line?
He wants to verify the information on his badge.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the Revacholian Cavalry Force.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over. 10-4. You're right.
Hold up, Jules. He doesn't fucking know where he lives? Did I hear that right?
Seems like it, sir.
No, fuck him. Don't tell him anything. You understand? He's been hellbound for the gutter. Let him have it.
Sorry, sir. Anything more I can do for you? Over. 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over.
Say my name.
Sir, I will not have you talk to me in this manner. Over.
What? What is it? What can he possibly still want from us?
He seems intoxicated and keeps asking me to call him by his name.
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive. That's new.
Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics.
Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Okay.
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
Perna de manivela.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue.
E aí, Santo, tá animado pra Venom? Tá animado pra Venom 3, Santo?
Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering
Tenho medo.
and the radio on its hook. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation.
Ouvi boatos que vai ter o GNU. Quem? Jonaloconoco, senhor.
You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Do what you will with it. Of course it's only in your head. Of course it is. But it almost feels as if the clutch handle is gently squeezing back.
O rei dos simbiontes. Será?
The smell of freshly treated leather, the lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard, and a neat little brush in the cup holder.
Será?
All seem to be whispering. I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner. Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much distrust and outright hatred.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives
deu game over.
drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. It's because the Furrows lost that match, said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while.
Mas o jogo será que loucura do game over.
His partner commented. Sergeant Matt Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all.
Porra. Eu preciso salvar. Ai, ai. Porra. Tá, deu game over. Ai, ai. Tá, eu vou ver se eu começo do zero. Faço de novo. E tento não ferrar as coisas agora. Oh, meu Deus do céu. Tento não foder as coisas. Porra, que depressão. Eu fui pro final depressivo. Que coisa, não? Jogar um jogo assim. Não, sim, sim. Mas eu imaginei que olhar o carro ia fuder. Eu tava olhando o carro, tava olhando os negócios, de repente... Depressão. Eu fiquei, ué. Que absurdo. Porra. Mas enfim. Então... Não sei quantos finais esse jogo possui. A expressão... Da expressão, com certeza. Como assim, expressão? Nossa, igual foi o Kang, é. Eu acho que vai ser uma porcaria ainda, o Venom 3. Que ele fez no espelho. Uma chance. Tava borrada ali, presa, né? Mas eu vou... Eu fiz muita merda no começo. Eu acendi a luz quando não era pra acender. A luz ferrou com ele ali. Fiz uns negocinhos que não era pra ter feito. Eu vou tentar tomar só as decisões boas agora. A gente começa de novo. A gente começa de novo amanhã e tenta começar o jogo melhor. Porra. É uma porcaria muito maior. Vai ser uma porcaria de qualquer forma. O Venom 2 pra mim é pior que Morbius, cara. Mas eu não sei. Tô vendo ainda se eu vou ter que assistir Venom segunda-feira. Vou ver se eu vou segunda-feira. Ou se eu vou assistir Sorria. O Sorria 2. Tô em consideração disso aí ainda. Qual dos dois eu vou assistir? Se Sorria 2 estiver ainda em um horário bom lá, eu assisto Sorria 2. Não? Bom, mas é isso aí, né? Deu merda, conseguimos o final depressão. Vai assistir se tiver em cartaz ainda, porque normalmente aqui no meu cinema, terror dura pouquíssimo tempo. Aqui no cinema perto de casa, mais perto, né? Dura muito pouco tempo. Mas é isso, conseguimos um final ruim. O primeiro, zeramos o jogo pela primeira vez aí. Com 2 horas eu ferrei no jogo. Enfim. A gente começa de novo. Depois, tentar ser mais sucinto. E é isso aí. Bom, muito obrigado pela presença de todo mundo. Foi mal o final ruim aí, o final depressão. Mas é isso aí. Valeu, Santo. Valeu, Luiz. Valeu, Michael. Valeu, Alexandro Júnior. Napomuceno. Nossa, Michael Napomuceno. Alexandro Júnior. Valeu a presença. Vamos se ver numa próxima. Amanhã não sei se eu vou trabalhar, então tô vendo aí certinho. Vou ter que fazer. Beleza? Abração pra vocês. Até mais. Falou, gente.